with more on all of it. Larry Kudlow, host of Kudlow. Larry, let's start out real big picture, okay? Because I like what you're talking about here. Two and a half days in, and you've already got the beginnings of basically a reinvention of government.
Yes, Mr. Trump is using executive orders to essentially roll back virtually the entire Biden administration policy framework. Essentially, he's hitting everything. I'm just sitting here making a list. Woke DEI, gone. Climate war against fossil fuels, gone. Open border, gone. Transforming the government, disempowering the bureaucracy, disempowering the regulators. You can see he's firing people in the Justice Department and elsewhere. He can do that. Complete change in tariff policy, using tariffs to negotiate, but also America first, but also USMCA may have to be redone. China is coming. Foreign taxes. Trump's always said to me when we were in the first term, no foreign government can apply taxes to American businesses. So all these Janet Yellen deals with the OECD are now out the window. The tax bill will be extended into one big, beautiful bill. You can see the House and Senate are coming together on that. They'll have all that done probably by Memorial Day. I mean, it's a remarkable demonstration of activism by the chief executive. Activism is what he's doing, and he's using important tools to get it done without waiting 6 months, without waiting 18 months, without waiting 4 years, getting it done now as the great businessman that he is would mitigate every time. Don't wait. Do it right now, and they're going to enforce it as their appointees take over the cabinet department.
I want to talk about the right now. Stan Druckenmiller, I think, put it best. In terms of the revolution you just talked about, he said, we've just gone from the most anti-business administration to the most pro-business administration he's seen in his lifetime. He said CEOs are giddy, almost, with enthusiasm. Part of that is the investment from private companies. It is government money is always secondary to private capital. You saw that with the big AI infrastructure investment with OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle. It's not really, though, I think in your words about that deal, but more of what it signifies. Am I right?
Absolutely right. Private investment dwarfs government assistance. Oh, it dwarfs it. And it does so, presumably, on a rate of return cost-benefit analysis, which governments never do. I was very pleased to see Stan Druckenmiller's quote. He's an old friend of mine. He's a very smart guy and a brilliant money manager. And it's right. And it'll be pro-business, but it'll play with, I mean, Mr. Trump's not breaking laws here. He's just saying business can do it better. He's incentivizing business by removing regulations. He will get to the tax cuts. Good news on one big, beautiful bill was in the newspapers today. I'd love to see the 15% corporate tax down. Even 21's good, 15's better if you make it here. Right. And the business about AI, you know, if these guys don't get it done, others will come in and get it done. AI is here to stay. It's going to be a bonanza for business investment. And the returns from AI, in terms of productivity, growth, and wages. I was interested to read about the application to cancer, for example, that Sam Altman talked about. It's above my pay grade, but I love reading about it.
And he also understands you need the energy to be able to power the AI, and they are working on that. But Larry, on your long list of things that he's immediately doing, you mentioned the tariffs as a negotiating tool. So Mexico and Canada, 25%, potentially February 1st. There's still 8 days to go, so I have to believe that they're having conversations. But then also China floating a 10% tariff there. Where do you think we sort of settle out with all of this?
Look, I think the most immediate issue, this is my read, okay? Mexico and Canada have to play ball on the borders, both borders. They've got to play ball. So far, they've done virtually nothing, particularly Mexico. The authorities there, President Sheinbaum thinks it's a joke. She's making snippety little comments. Remain in Mexico, which was so important and so successful in the first term, would be much more efficient and effective if Mexico put back the 25,000 troops that AMLO put back. I mean, AMLO was a socialist also, but he was a realist, okay?
Right.
Trump, I think, she doesn't think that Trump is serious. Wait and see. He'll put 25% on manufacturers, on automobiles that are snuck in by China. I mean, I don't know that they're going to renegotiate USMCA in 10 days. I don't see that happening. But I think on these specific matters, if he has to break USMCA in order to protect the border, look, border economy, then add to that electricity and power, as you just said, Jackie. These are huge items, okay? And this is stuff that he is quite serious
about. But that's, you mentioned, what does a business guy do? A business guy goes fast. By the way, 8 days in the Trump presidency is like an eternity.
Yeah.
How much can you do in 8 days?
I'm exhausted covering it.
I know. We got to eat our Wheaties every morning just to get through this,
I don't know
Larry.
what I'm going to do. It's headline after headline.
But like a business guy, okay, you got USMCA. It's not technically up until 2026.
Right.
But he says, throw it into the soup.
Well,
because it's another point of leverage for him, right? That's how you get things done with people. You open it up again. That's what he wants to do with USMCA.
One of the issues with the USMCA that I'm sure he wants to deal with is how China is sneaking stuff in through Mexico.
Right.
Okay, manufacturing stuff. And, of course, let's not forget fentanyl, which is so important. However many, 100,000 deaths a year or more, whatever the right number is. So he will go after that. I think probably he has President Sheinbaum in his sights. Canada's political story is in complete disarray. I mean, Trump kneecapped Justin Trudeau, and that ended his career. So I don't know what government is in Canada, what they're going to do. But I think this is aimed really heavily at Mexico and the China factor. And, of course, don't forget also, China puts the raw materials for fentanyl and other drugs running that inside of Mexico. You've got these factories and so forth. And we will use military force if necessary. But again, all these things are being done through executive orders. Look, Biden tried the same thing. I mean, Biden had 90 executive orders right away. It was on the wrong side of the trade.
They all went the wrong way.
On the wrong side of Biden. It was on the wrong side of the border, rather. It was on the wrong side of climate change. Trump is like doubling that and then some, okay? He's raising the ante.
And
we like that.
He's going the other direction. Larry says he can't keep up. He's the only guy in America who can keep up with Trump.
I think
he's here.
It's exhausting.
He'll be on at 4. He's ready to go. Larry, thanks for being here.
Thanks
Good
for
to see
having
you,
me.
sir. You bet.